The water first came in, actually, out the back. This is the cricket field behind the house, and the water comes across the cricket field when the river gets high. There is a bund, a sort of raised area just beyond our wall there, which held it back for some time, but then eventually it did come over. And the water, we had flood barriers outside these doors, but the water actually came in through the stop tap, because water will always find a way in. That unfortunately got the water into the house then. So it was pouring through here like a fountain, by which time the river was already coming down outside the front of the house, and eventually got to the point where it topped over the flood barriers, and then we were trapped in the house then, because we had a raging river outside and a lake behind.
I came into the ground floor flat here, which I'd just finished. I'd had new carpets in, new blinds. The tenant had been in 10 days. It was immaculate. He couldn't get insured. He lost everything. The environment, they've spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on flood defences in Cockermouth. But what they've done is they've made Goat Road a lot worse, because all that happens is the Goat Bridge, which is closed now, it goes from being a bridge till a dam. And the water just flies down the Goat and floods everywhere. In this flat, there was 6 foot of water, and it's been flooded 4 times. And I can't afford to do it up again for it to flood next year.
You can see the mark on the cupboard here where the water came to. So it was over 4 foot high. We were actually trapped in the house for 2 nights because we couldn't get out. And then on the Monday, the river had stopped topping over the bank at the top of the street, so the water had stopped flowing, and we were able to wade out up to about sort of thigh height and get onto drier land.
I just put new carpets down, new blinds. There's a lovely fitted kitchen here, 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. With a house that's been flooded, you maybe lose 2 rooms. Your living room, your kitchen. You can move stuff upstairs. If you're insured, you get everything back and things are fine. With a ground floor flat, you just lose everything. You have no chance, especially with the amount of water that we've had in here twice. Last time in 2009 it was the same, it was 6 foot. 6 foot again.
A day or so later, when the fire brigade had pumped the water away, we were able to get back in, and the builders came in to have a look and see what was going on. Stripped out the kitchen units at the bottom, though left us a sink, thankfully, so we could still do something. This is all eventually going to go out when they come to strip the place out completely. The living room floor was a solid oak floor which we'd had laid down a few years ago, and unfortunately once it started drying out, warped and lifted quite dramatically. It was so we had to have that taken up as well. These tiles on the floor here, although they're okay at the moment, have had water underneath them and will have to come up eventually. So
2 bedrooms, they've all to be stripped out. And the bathroom. Now, just imagine 6 foot of water standing in here for a week.
We've got a combi microwave, which one of my wife's relatives very kindly sent to us, and we've got a double electric ring, which was given to us by one of the church members, which was very nice. At the time when we were trapped upstairs, we actually cooked on a double camping gas stove, which we had from our old camping days, which kept us going. And of course we didn't have any power, so we had no lights or anything like that, so we were living by candlelight. But one of the biggest problems has been that this particular end of town is cut off from the main body of the town because the bridges are all closed. And putting up things like the cafe helped people who otherwise didn't have access to hot meals and things to go and get something while they were working on their houses. So it's been fantastic, actually.